Welcome to our GSA Search Engine Ranker training video number 8. We've just gone through many filters that you can use to keep undesirable links out of our campaigns. And now we're going to go back up to the top of the page and look at some more general settings for our campaign. These boxes that are checked by default. So we're going to go through each setting here and talk about it and how we can use it. The first one setting here is to ratchet down GSA. It'll go out and make thousands and thousands of links a day, but if we want to have a project where we're really having a narrow number of links each day, we want to ratchet GSA down, then we'll check this. And it's saying, are you sure you want to do this? Because this is going to limit the number of links you're going to get. All right, so it's got these numbers in here to begin with, but I like to change this to 1440 because it's in minutes, and that 1440 minutes is a day, right? If you want to do it by half day, then you could put 720 or 360 for a quarter day, or do it by minutes. But 1440 is a day. And so now we're saying for a day, we want to just create, it's set at 100 links right now. Plus or minus is for variation, right? So it kind of looks like a robot if you got exactly 100 links every day, right? But if it's got plus or minus 17, then, we're talking 83 one day, 117 the next. It's got a nice variation to it. So that's what this is for. It's kind of a randomizer. There's all kinds of purposes you're going to use this, want to use this for over time, because we're going to have campaigns for all kinds of purposes. The generic campaign we just chose to set up for in our training was to blast to Facebook, and this isn't appropriate for that because we want large quantities of links for that. But this is for specialty campaigns where we want to really ratchet GSA down, maybe get a specialized set of links, right? So let's say we ratchet this down and we just turn it to 5, just as an example. And we're going to say, let's just do plus or minus 1. And then let's say, of the types of links over here, what's chosen by default is pretty spammy, so I'm just going to uncheck those. But let's say we just wanted Web 2.0 properties, right? If you click the plus here, you'll see that it opens up all the different kind of Web 2.0 properties. So we could either just use them all, or we could just go select very special ones, like, uncheck the box. Go over here, and here's WordPress. I like that. Zenga, Opera, Posterius, whatever you like. So just pick your favorites. Here's Insane Journal. If you need more room to read this, you can widen this area. Right now my mouse is thinking it doesn't want to do it, but there's a widener right here if you need it. And so let's say we pick a couple other sites we really think are hot, whatever they might be. Technorati. And we want to, drip feed those Web 2.0 properties over time, right? 5 a day. Plus or minus 1, and let's say we want to, add maybe some social media with that. So here's a stumble upon, right? Maybe we want to add some stumble upon links, and maybe even some PDF sites, right? Let's say we just chose that, and it's a pretty hot combination of sites, right? I mean, got really specialized links from a nice variety of places, and if we drip feed those a few a day in on our money site, it could be pretty valuable, right? So that's what this setting is for. And going along with that, if you go down here, and we skipped it over before for a reason because it pertains more to this section. If you want to post on a particular site more than once, like for instance, say a Web 2.0 property, say you want the campaign to create more than one site on WordPress or on Opera or some other place, then you could check this. And you can even set it here as to whether you want the first one to not have a link in the article, and then another one to have a link, or the time between posts, the maximum time it's going to set up a Web 2.0 property in that location, a separate one for you, and maximum accounts per site. So you can govern that in here and have it create multiple properties on some of these Web 2.0 if you want. But again, you have full control. So if you want it to have more than one, check the box. If you don't, it'll just create one. So we're drip feeding high quality links to our site, whatever we want to hit this campaign with. That's how we do it here. And you can make it so it's going to receive that many links for the whole project. Or remember when we first started, I showed you how to do a project where it has maybe 5 or 7 URLs or more, and each one has its own keywords. Well, if you want this to be 5 links per URL in this multiple URL campaign, you can check that too. So have full control all the way down from just blasting a property with tons of links to performing a very precise, small drip feed, high quality link campaign, or anywhere in between that we want to do. There's just no limit as to what we can set up other than what our imagination limits us to be. But for this Facebook, that's not appropriate, so I'm going to uncheck that. Some sites have a function where they query you for what kind of category your site's in when you go there. This is what this is for. You can check the box and have it choose random, and it'll automatically just choose an option randomly for you, and just so it won't be a stop block for you not getting the link, right? So it's a good idea to check that and leave it on choose random, so you don't get stopped by that kind of security or questionnaire. This setting here is again to set it up so it verifies the link automatically, right? Because remember, we want to record the link in our list or database for verified links. So we're going to check that, set it up on automatic. If you're planning on using an indexing service, this is kind of like the global on and off. We already went over the video on how to set up indexing services and which ones work with GSA over here in the options. So that's already in a video. But this is the global on and off. If you're not going to use indexing at all, you just uncheck this. But if you're going to use indexing, if you're going to use an outside indexing service, then you would just leave this checked. If you're planning on using GSA SEO indexer, then you'd want to check that. But it's a good idea to go see that other video if you have questions on this. Now, down here at the bottom, it says continuously try to post to a site even if it failed before. And we've all seen on the internet where a host can be having a bad moment in a site, even our money site, maybe once every couple of years we've gone to, and it failed for just a second, and a minute later it started working, right? That can happen, and we could go to a link and it could fail, and it's going to put it in the failed folder, remember? But we don't want to really condemn it to everlastingly being ignored in the fail folder if it could be a good link. So maybe the next time it tries it, it's going to work, and it might be one of the best links we've ever gotten. So if we check this box, it'll try it again to make sure. For tags, anchor text don't really make that great a tag usually. I mean, it can for some campaigns. I don't say never, but because, for instance, anchor text have things like naked URLs and generic terms and things like that in there. So most often our keywords probably are going to make better tags. So, again, whatever is most appropriate for your campaign, but you might want to think about using, because most of the time it's going to be the most appropriate thing for setting for the tags. So those are the generic settings here for GSA in the filtered section. So now we've gone through and we've set up the URL, the anchor text, right, and the keywords, and we've set up all the filters where we're going to go get the links from. Nailed everything down, so we're only going to get precisely what we need. So now there's only a couple things left to do, a couple really important things. One is to put content in here to use for the submissions. But the other thing is we need to identify the kind of sites we're going to actually accept once they pass these filters. So we're going to do that in the next video, so we'll see you over there.